Olympic Mindset Fluency program, something I created for all of you so that you can get a clear insight about how to build that speaking fluency, how to become fluent. And now, when you're going to do your practice, you will do the practice in the right direction with the right tasks. And hello, everybody. How are you all? Hope you're doing great. So, welcome back to another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me. Today, I have something important for you, something that is absolutely new, and this is going to be extremely important to build the fluency. Just learning English is not important. You can learn a language, but you need to build fluency to speak it. And that is what we are going to do today. We are going to take up tasks to build fluency. So, this is something that I've come up with extremely important for all of you. Are you all ready for this? I'm Shivangi Gupta, your CELTA certified English language tutor, certified by the University of Cambridge, the UK. And before beginning, please subscribe the channel so that you can get all the lessons that I post for you on this channel. Please like the video and share it with your friends too. Now, coming back to today's lesson, what is it that I'm going to tell you today? What is it that is extremely important to build fluency? Well, you know about Olympics Paris 2024. They just ended in August, right? We were having those Olympic Games and so many countries participated. It was a hot topic. Everyone was talking about them, and still people are talking about it. Have you ever heard about the Olympic mindset? Olympic mindset is a theory that is applied to players when they prepare for their Olympic. It's extremely rigorous practice that they go through. Because winning an Olympic medal is not something to be taken lightly. It requires a lot of hard work, a lot of patience, skill, and whatnot. And this Olympic mindset is what I'm going to apply to building English fluency. So I have created for all of you the Olympic Mindset Fluency Program. First time ever applying this Olympic mindset to develop English speaking fluency. And I've done this for all of you, developed this Olympic Mindset Fluency Program. What is this Olympic Mindset Fluency Program? Well, it's a 4-step process. And I'm going to break down each and every step for you in details so that you can become absolutely fluent. As I've said, learning a language is not important. Acquiring it and becoming fluent is important. Building fluency is important. And this Olympic mindset, English Olympic mindset, right? We are going to apply today. Let's begin with all the 4 stages which are extremely targeted for you to build your fluency. Step number 1 of this Olympic mindset program is to be goal-oriented. When we are learning any language, there are certain tasks that we take up. And these tasks must be goal-oriented. Whatever you're doing to acquire the language must be goal-oriented. Even in Olympics, there is a particular goal that the players need to achieve. When they are doing their practice, they set small goals, small achievable tasks. Their end goal is to win that gold medal, but before that, during their practice, they break up their practice session into small achievable goals. And that is what we're supposed to do in the English language fluency. Becoming fluent is your utmost target, the aim that you have, the end goal. But before achieving that end goal, you're supposed to take up tasks which are goal-oriented. For example, you cannot become fluent in just 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months. 3 months is a long time to become fluent in English. You can do that. But in order to achieve that, you must have very clear goals in mind, very clear tasks in mind that you're going to take up to build fluency. Because building fluency is not something that you can do in one day. It requires time, efforts, but in the right direction. That is very important. And these goal-oriented tasks ensure that you build that fluency, you get that targeted particular fluency plan for yourself. For example, you're taking a particular goal of learning 30 new words in 2 weeks. That's a targeted goal. You're giving yourself some kind of goal that, okay, I have to learn 30 words in 2 weeks. If you're thinking that I'm gonna improve my vocabulary in 2 weeks without any end goal, without any particular measurable goal, you will not be able to do it, because for you learning just 10 words will be okay. Yeah, I've done something, I've improved my vocabulary. But just learning 10 words in 2 weeks, can you see the difference? You can do much better than that. But when you don't have these particular goal oriented tasks, you end up not utilizing your time in the proper manner, and hence you don't even realize the potential that you have and what all you can do to build that fluency. It's inside you. You have to use your potential in the right way. That's why I say you have to set goal oriented tasks. Reading 2 pages every day for these many days. Learning 30 new words in next 2 weeks. These are the examples of goal oriented tasks. So if you learn 2 pages for say the next 1 month, each day and every day, you're reading 60 pages. In those 60 pages, all of the new words that you're going to find, you are going to enrich your vocabulary with those new words. Have you thought about that? Small goals. And you are dedicating a measurable amount of time, not too much time, not too less time, but the perfect amount of time that is required for you, that you can easily take out from your schedule. That is the benefit of goal-oriented tasks. So this is the step number 1. Set some goal-oriented tasks to build the perfect fluency that you are aiming to achieve. Step number 2. Step number 2 of English Olympic mindset is time bound. Your learning method, your tasks must be time bound. There must be a deadline that you need to give yourself. Okay, this is the time, and by this time, I'm supposed to learn these many words, supposed to read these many pages, probably the number of books or articles, listen to these many podcasts, watch particular web series, shows, clear these many grammar concepts. So you have to give yourself a particular deadline. You need to do time-bound practice. Now, time-bound, this particular method needs to be applied in 2 ways. Number 1 is the deadline you're setting. Number 2 is the time you're dedicating each and every day to improve your English, to practice your English. It can include the tasks you're setting for yourself, the already set tasks that you are taking probably from my videos, my lessons. You've taken up tasks for yourself that I always tell you. So you are taking them and you are doing your practice. You have to time bound it. For example, you've set 30 minutes for your practice. You need to set those 30 minutes aside each day, every day at the same time. For example, you're setting the time for 6:30 to 7, that should be your time every day. There are going to be exceptions here and there, obviously. If you have something more important at work, something more important related to college, maybe an assignment, there's a deadline on that, you can adjust. But that should be in the exceptional case. Do not think that if you're allowed to adjust, it's okay to adjust each and every time over small mundane tasks, over small mundane issues. These are excuses and we have to avoid them. So be mindful of the fact that you are supposed to adjust your timings only under the exceptional cases where you're supposed to do something else. It can be a project at your workplace, it can be an assignment related to your college, or maybe something else that requires your immediate attention. Otherwise, you must do your English speaking practice, your learning routine, your study plan, the challenge that you're taking up at the same time, every day, each day, repeatedly. This creates a particular habit that you're now habitual of learning English, doing anything related to English at that particular time. Now, this is your English study time. Nobody can take that away from you. This is your time. And you are supposed to improve your English. You are supposed to do that particular task that you're supposed to do in that particular amount of time. Now, with this, you need to also give yourself a deadline. Otherwise, things get dragged on, and people they practice for months and months and months, and they're not able to find fluency because they are not giving themselves a particular deadline. For example, a deadline of 3 months, and then evaluate yourself. This deadline of 3 months is not for the final goal of fluency, but this deadline of 3 months should be one level ahead in your fluency. If you're at B1 level, jump to B2. If you're at A2 level, jump to B1. That is what you're giving yourself, a deadline. Few steps behind that particular deadline is acceptable, but getting way behind that deadline is not acceptable at all. So, this deadline is there so that you can meet your goals. So you have to make efforts, give yourself a deadline, and till that deadline, take all the tasks that you are supposed to take. That is something it's in your control. The results it's gonna produce will vary from person to person in small amount of percentage. Right? For example, one person might see 90% of effectiveness, another person might see 80% of effectiveness, depending on the circumstances, the surroundings, the study material, everything that the person is using. And that's totally fair and acceptable. It's okay because we people are different. Everybody is unique. Everybody has their own path to fluency, own journey to fluency. So if you are seeing a 70 to 80% of upgradation, excellent. You are doing work in the right direction. Step number 3 is challenges. Step number 3 is challenges. Now, winning an Olympic medal is a challenge in itself. Even participating in such a prestigious competition is a challenge in itself, isn't it? It requires a lot of hard work, dedication, patience, skill. I think all of you are going to agree. Yes, that's true. It is a challenging task. So do not be scared of challenges that you're facing. Whatever challenges that you are facing, you need to face them with a very strong attitude. And once in a while, you need to challenge your English. Because otherwise, you'll become too comfortable in your practice. And that learning scope that you have, that would diminish. That would be eradicated because you have used all the scope within that boundary. So you have this particular boundary of comfort zone. You used all the scope of learning. You've become extremely comfortable. You need to challenge yourself, challenge your English. Take something that is going to be a bit difficult for you. Take something that is going to be a little bit different than what you're doing. Now, how to challenge your English? How to do that? One thing that you can do, the goal-oriented, time-bound, challenging, everything all together is by taking up my English challenges. You have a lot of challenges that I've created for you. The 6-week challenge, 30 days challenge, 90 days challenge, 24 days challenge, and many more. You can go take them up where you get goal-oriented tasks, time-bound tasks, and challenging tasks that will help you develop that fluency. So taking up those challenges is an easy way to achieve this Olympic mindset English fluency program that I've created for all of you. And when you're setting some tasks for yourself, you have to keep in mind that all the 4 steps should be taken care of, and these criteria must be met with all the tasks that you are setting for yourself. So challenges are very important. These challenges ensure that you push your limits and you do better every time. Because you have to beat your own self. The competition is with your own self. Where were you at day 1 and where are you at day 30? That's the kind of mindset that you must have. So how much you have achieved as an individual is what you need to focus on. And this is something that will help you achieve that Olympic mindset, English fluency program. Now let's move on to the last step of this particular program. Step number 4. Step number 4 is the last step of your Olympic Mindset Fluency program. That is skill-based. Skills are very important to achieve anything. And English language is a skill. So skill-based practice is extremely important. Skill-based. That means all the 4 language skills. Your listening, speaking, reading, and writing too. Yes, include writing as a part of your fluency program. It's extremely important. All the 4 skills are extremely important to build the fluency, crucial part of language, because a language is made up of these 4 skills. Remember, language is a skill. It's a skill. Speaking is a skill. So language has a lot of structural components. That's true. We have vocabulary, we have grammar, a lot of more concepts. But when you have to use it, it's a skill. Reading, writing, speaking, listening are the 4 skills that you must focus on. If you're not including them, the fluency will not come to you. You will not see that fluency-oriented result that you're looking for. So whenever you're taking up tasks, remember to include tasks related to all the 4 skills. Your listening is important. Listening is an extremely important skill. You need to listen. You need to listen to a lot of podcasts, songs, audiobooks. Take up anything that you love. Watch content in English. Watch movies in English. Read your favorite novel. Take up your favorite novels and you can read them again and again. That's fine. That's totally fine. Once in a while, switch to something else. Read some short stories. Read some articles. And again, in order to defocus, read your favorite novel once again. So you need to read. You need to read a lot of content. Speaking practice is important because how are you going to develop that fluency without speaking? That's a given fact. So speaking practice and then writing practice too is important. Your practice must be skill-based. And this skill-based practice is going to help you build that fluency. English speaking fluency. So include all the 4 skills while practicing English. So this was the English Olympic Mindset Fluency Program. Olympic Mindset Fluency Program, something I created for all of you so that you can get a clear insight about how to build that speaking fluency, how to become fluent. And now when you're going to do your practice, you will do the practice in the right direction with the right tasks and extremely fluent goals in your hand. So that's it for today. That is it. Now I'm gonna meet you again in a new lesson. Till then, everybody, take care and bye.